All right, Unique Mecca audio, man. I'm gonna tell you about this one. I was a little under the weather, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give y'all one anyway, cause it's been a minute. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all about the Unicor. So y'all understand about the Unicor. The Unicor is the prison factory. That's where they pay you, like you could get as high as 99 cents. An hour. you know, yeah, 99 cents an hour. So now, the Unicor is where they got the outside people working, and the people come from the outside to work. So they got females working there, and the females they don't get trained like how the regular females get trained. That's correctional officers, because these is like special services workers. The Unicor in Lee County had a sewing factory where we learned how to use the Singer sewing machine. Now, we're using the Singer sewing machine. So out there, they got women, of course, because, they seamstress. And I want to thank one of my, comments from the viewers that let me know that a male seamstress is called a seamster. All right? So now I'm out there learning to become a seamster, because they told me only way to get to a medium. I've already been in the penitentiary over 15 years. They're telling me only way to get to a medium is that I got to go into the Unicor to show that I'm compliant to work for the government, because nobody wants to work for the government. That's the factory, because the Unicor money is what they put back into the prison to build prison walls and gates and locks and fences and other devices to hold you in. And that's what keep the jail functioning. So back in the 90s, we used to bucket, and nobody wanted to go to Unicor. So if we even said that we wasn't going to Unicor, they had something called encouraging others to riot, encouraging others for work strike. If we try to tell somebody don't go to Unicor, because the money was going back into the prison. Just so y'all understand, that's why I'm telling the youth, don't get involved with crime. Don't go over there, because you don't want to get caught up in this. But we over there in the Unicor factory, and you got females working in there. Now, it's a big room with about 200-300 sewing machines. They got the Singer, the Zigzag, and all these other jukey machines and all that. If y'all seamstress, y'all know what I'm talking about. You got all these machines, so they teach you how to, string the machine, and teach some people how to fix the machine, and they teach you everything up in there. So you do learn a trade, because I wound up becoming a seamster. Now, we used to make jackets for the Air Force, where they had certain departments, that made like the sleeves. Another department made the front of the vest, another part made the back, another part made the collar. And then they put it all together, and they had like a whole chain of command to knock it out. But they got the females working in there, and the females, they don't get trained as far as the game that the inmates run. So everybody want to get over to the Unicor to get to the females from the street, because they more gullible. So now we all over the Unicor had this one female working in there. We're going to call her Miss P. Now, Miss P, she had these big breasts, but she was real slim. Before that, she was like 300-400 pounds. And then she had the government pay to, do one of those lipo things. And she went from like 400 pounds to like 150 pounds. And, she thought she was cute, but nobody talked to all the other police. They laughed at her, because, they in the free world, and they remembered her at 400 pounds. And, they looked at it like it was nothing. But, to an inmate, that's something. 150 pounds, big breasts. And then when you go in there, she like to lean over you and show you how to use the machine. So she'll come behind you, put her hands over your shoulder, and take your hands and show you how to hold the joint on the machine until you hold it straight. And she got her breast rubbing on your back, and she rocking and rolling. And, dudes getting stimulated. So they always say, hey, Miss P, could you come show me how to do this? So Miss P come over there rubbing her little joints on a person's back, showing them how to do it. And, everybody getting what we call our funky roll on. Now, she used to come over there, and she wanted to show me how to use the machine, and she wanted to lean all over me, and I wasn't really into all that, because I didn't trust the police, because you got the police being the top, looking down like that movie Which Way Is Up, where you had Richard Pryor working the factory. You had the boss up there with the ring on, and he looking down, and Richard Pryor seeing the ring. So they look down and they see everything going on. So I didn't want them to see her rubbing her breasts up on me. And then they wound up locking me up, saying that I'm trying to compromise staff. So I wasn't really interested. I was over there trying to really just get my time in so that I could, make it to the medium and didn't want no problems. But there was other dudes that was trying to get with Miss P and, a couple of other females that work in there, because all the females, all they do is they talk about the dudes, because we get like a break at like 9:30 and then another break at like 1:15, 1:30. And dudes go out there and it be like a smoke break. So dude take their shirt off and they out back, working out. The female is out there, they smoking their cigarettes. They see us with our chests out, glistening, doing push-ups, chocolate, different flavors, out there doing their thing. So now, Miss P was old chick. So she trying to get her little freak on. So all the black dudes used to always call over there to come show them how to do something. And up in that area, up in Lee County, up in the mountains, they not used to black dudes. So of course she was attracted to the black dudes. Now, she come over there leaning on over everybody, so everybody getting their little funky roll on, and she'll sit down and she'll rub your hand up and down your thighs, and she'll rub your back and say you're doing good and do all this caressing and all this stuff that we don't get being inmates in prison, giving us that little special attention. Now, every day she had this one dude that used to roll around with her, this white dude, kind of goofy dude. But he used to fix the machines and things like that, and he was like her orderly and whatever she wanted. So she have to take him in the back to go get more thread or more needles or supplies for the materials. So they always in the back room dipping in and out. So everybody peeking it, but nobody even paying attention to it, because the dude is goofy, and all the what we call official black dudes and white dudes, because you had the white dudes was working out all tattooed up with the skulls and spider webs and all that on them, and they just know they looking penitentiary nice. So she sit there and she watching everything. So she go in the back with this dude all the time, coming in and out, and we watching. So we go back to the unit. Now, when we go back to the unit, we go to lunch or something like that. And when we go out to lunch, everybody go in the kitchen and they talk about how Miss P was giving a funky roll, how she was rubbing up and down the thighs, and who she like and who she gonna get and who they gonna try and get first, and everybody made bets on who gonna get Miss P first, right? So now while this is going on, the white dude, he doing his thing and he real quiet. He sat over in a little white area, ate his food by himself. Nobody really messed with him. Nobody paid him no mind, because he was real quiet and like a real nerd, So the other cocky white dudes that was like into the brand, like the Aryan Brotherhood or the DWB, that means dirty white boys or whatever. Those are the ones that thought they was gonna get her, because they was the shot callers in the joint. And anytime dudes got free time, they crowded over to certain machines, like everybody from New York and all that, and few of the DC homies that I was cool with, they come over to my machine and we sit there and we just kick it, and she get to see who's the man. So, we thinking that she watching us. But now this little square dude was always dipping and dabbing with it. Nobody really paying it no mind. So here she come now. Miss P, she's telling us, oh yeah, you look real nice today. I saw you working out. And she giving everybody their little props and things like that. And, she'll say, oh, you look nice today. And she'll rub me. Oh, let me fix your collar. And she did a lot of touching and feeling. But, we loved it. So everybody was trying to figure out who she was going to get first. And we gambling on like, man, I'm telling you, she want me, man. That she on me. You see the way she was rubbing my thighs? You see, she took me in the back. She left the white dude out because he was square and took him in the back. And everybody watching all this. Nobody really paying attention to what's going on, because they busy watching Miss P. So now, we go back to the unit again. So later on that night, we all go back, and at dinner time, we in the yard, and we talk about how Miss P doing this, Miss P doing that, and how we gonna get Miss P. But as soon as we coming in the morning, she comes sit over there at the table with us, and she's like, oh, how you doing this morning? How was your night? Was this and that? And she's real talkative, and everybody talking, and she go to all the machines, and she sit there, and she'll open her legs up wide where you can see the camel toe, and we sitting there looking, and, dude's been locked up 15, 20 years, so dude's loving every minute of it. And like I said, she was 400 pounds, was not used to getting no attention, so of course in here she thinking that she that chick. Now, here goes this white dude. Every time you turn around, he disappearing, she disappearing, but they come back out the room with supplies in their hands, so nobody really paying it no mind. But the police is busy watching her around the black dudes that, you know, got the little rosary beads on or got the Cazals on or the Cartiers. And they watching, you know, the ones that look like they trying to make a move on a female by trying to be penitentiary fly, you know? So now, one day we sitting there and everybody just watching and waiting to see what's going on. Now, Miss P, she'll be like, oh, would you like to go with me in the back and help me clean out the room? We know she got an orderly, but she taking other people in the back to clean out the room, you know? So when she go in the back, she clean out the room and all that, then dudes come back out and be like, oh, man, she took me back there. She liked me, she this, she that. But nothing happened, but she took him back there. So, you know, she was real slick with it. So she always used to kick it with this other little blonde-haired female. Now, her and the female, they always talking about what's going on with this and what's going on with that. And, you know, they talking about the men. We know they talking about the men. So Miss P one day, she go in the back with the white dude, and the white dude come out, and he's sweating. I mean, he's sweating profusely, you know? So we see him come out sweating, and we like, damn, she had you back there working, huh? But he carrying these big pieces of cloth. So, you know, of course we thinking she working him because we ain't thinking that she working him any other kind of way because he's the lame in the crew, you know, real quiet, lame dude. So he come out and he always coming out the back sweating, so nobody paying it no attention. So now the police, they watching us. So they wound up firing one of the dudes because they said that he was spending too much time over in her area and he wasn't her orderly. So they locked dude up in a hole. Now, investigation. So while he under investigation, she busy doing a thing, but she's always taking somebody different in the back. So, like I said, she ain't doing nothing, but, you know, everybody know that she's old freak, so they expect her to take them back there one day and do something, you know? So that's where everybody's at. So she goes in the back and take the brothers back there. The brothers come back out, and then, but like 2:30, when they have the little smoke break, because, you know, they close up about 3:15, 3:30, so they have a 2:30 smoke break, 2:30, 2:15. So when they had a little smoke break, she go in the back with the white dude every day at 2:30. So nobody knows what's going on. We all just sitting there wondering like, come on, man. Miss P, every time we turn around, she back there with this lame white dude when she know we trying to get back there and know that we trying to, you know, do our thing. So we looking at like the white dude in the way. So the other white dudes now, we go to the white dudes and we tell them, yo, tell the orderly, yo, fall back, man. Miss P, she been feeling me. Whatever I get her to bring me in, I'm going to make sure I break y'all off. But you got to tell her orderly to fall back, you know, because we can't really make our move because he's always in the way going in the back with her working when we know she trying to go in the back to get a freak on and he a lame, you know. So they push up on the white dude and they tell the white dude, yo, fall back because the black dude's trying to do something. You ain't doing nothing. You in the way, blah, 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 blah. So the white dude falls back. So now we going back there with him back and forth. So while everything going on back and forth back there, nothing transpires. So then now she comes back out. So she comes back out, and then we tell the white dude like, yo, it's like she faking, you know? So the white dudes go talk to the orderly and say, yo, what's up? What be going on when she be going back there, you know? And they be like, look, you're going to have to give the job up and give it to one of the brothers so the brothers could get closer to her because you ain't making no moves. So the white dude turns around and he said, man, I don't care. They could get the job. So he moves out the way. Black dude get the job. They start taking a black dude back there. But, you know, like she always took somebody different every day anyway. So being that she always takes somebody different anyway, she's still taking the white dude at 2:30. So nobody really paying no attention to nothing. So then now he goes back there and the white dude is coming back on the compound, though, with cigarettes. But he's breaking off these other white dudes and not the thorough white dudes that's the gangsters. So the square white dudes got the cigarettes, so they peeked that the square white dudes is getting the cigarettes from the orderly, so they know Miss P must be giving them the cigarettes. So now they push up on the white dude, the square, and tell him, yo, look, if you getting some cigarettes from her, you got to break us off, man, because if not, we're going to crush all y'all and run y'all up top because y'all soft. you know? So the white dude is like, man, ain't nothing going on. Ain't nothing going on. She ain't giving me no cigarettes. I said, yeah, she giving you some cigarettes, nigga, because we already know that you giving it to your homies because your homies been selling cigarettes in the unit. So you've been getting the cigarettes. You've been passing it off. So don't act like you ain't been passing it off. We know what's been going on. So dude is like, man, I'm telling you, ain't nothing happening. So then now, it was like a Friday, so it was Juma. So on Juma Friday, most of the black dudes, they leave because, you know, we go to Juma, or we saying we going to Juma, and then we go to the yard because we can leave at 12:30 by just saying we go to Juma, and then we go to the yard, play poker, hang out, work out, whatever, and have a half a day, and we fronting like we going to religious service. So I stay back in the unit. I mean, in the Unicor factory, and she goes in the back with the white dude. Now, when she go in the back with the white dude comes back out, he's sweating, and then he passes out. Boom. And when he passes out, he hits his head on the ground, and the back of his head is bleeding, right? So she runs over there, and she cradles him by the head, and, you know, because he passed out, he fainted. She cradled him by the head, and she trying to bring him to, and she starts giving him mouth to mouth. So now the administration looking at this like, hold up, that's a little too caressing for an inmate. And then he got blood on him. She got a hand over behind his head with the blood running through her fingers, and she's giving him mouth to mouth, you know? So they like, nah, something going on. Come to find out, the white dude was hitting it, right? The white dude was hitting it. So now the white dude winds up having to come clean with the other white dudes. So now he getting cartons of cigarettes and he breaking them off. So now the black dudes push up on the white dudes and tell the white dudes straight up, look, your man getting some cigarettes. We told you let us get in the lane. Y'all wouldn't let us get in the lane. Either you break us off or we going to have to, you know, rock and roll in here, man. We going to tear this joint up and everybody going to the hole. But y'all ain't going to be the only ones eating because he in the way. Hey, you know, and they like standing their ground. Nah, he ain't in the way. We doing our thing. Hey, you know what I mean? He getting his cigarettes. Y'all couldn't do it when I had him fall back. Y'all tried your hand. It didn't work, whatever. So next thing you know, it was a big old riot in there where the blacks and the whites was fighting, you know, over this female because she was bringing the cigarettes to the white dude because they wanted the shot caller for the white dudes to get rid of the little lame white dude. But now they holding the lame white dude down because the lame white dude breaking them off. So this is how going to prison, man. So when the fight break off in the unit over, you know, this Unicor issue, everybody's sitting there wondering like, what's going on, you know? But being that it was a black and white thing, dudes that didn't even work in the Unicor had to go fighting. So that's why I'm telling the youngins, don't get involved in going to prison because even when you ain't eating off it, you ain't got nothing to do with it or whatever. If it's a race riot, you got to get involved because the other race is going to jump on you regardless, you know? But the white dude was busy smashing her, was going back there getting head every day, and banging her back out, you know? But then coming out with all these, you know, material, fabric, and needles and threads and, you know, all types of stuff, making it look like he's doing something. But we look real stupid, man. You know what I mean? Because we sitting there, and we couldn't peek the move because he a lame and we thinking that she didn't want a lame. But don't forget, this is a lame broad from the mountains up in West Virginia. So she wanted one of her own. She didn't like the old aggressive, you know, East Coast black or the aggressive, you know, Aryan Brotherhood brand type white dude. She wanted the lame. So, you know, that's how that played out, man. I just wanted to give you all that to let you know that, you know, that's how the factory work and that them females in the factory, they be doing their thing, man. I just wanted to really tap in and give y'all a little something just to let you know what it was hitting on, man. But it was nothing nice. They wound up stabbing each other all up in the unit. It was just a mess, man. And bottom line is, black dudes didn't get nothing. Everybody got locked up. They wound up transferring everybody, man. It was crazy. But let me tap out. I just wanted to give you that one real quick. I know I told you I'm a little under the weather, but I just had to give you something, man. All right?